Hello comic book junkies, it's the Frog Queen here, and today I'm bringing you my haul video from TCAF. I was in Toronto just this last weekend for the Toronto Comic Arts Festival, and I got, of course, some comics. So let's take a few moments to appreciate the cover. I believe this cover was by Emily Carroll, if I'm not mistaken. Does say here somewhere, I just can't remember. They had, I think, more than one, but they had so many great posters and things that were made for this event, as they always do. And I knew it used to say it here. Where does it say? I don't see. Anyway, I thought it said Emily Carroll somewhere had done this, but I don't know where I remember seeing that. Regardless, let's just go through the comics, shall we? Oh, I'll just put them over here on my lap. It'll be easier. So, first one I'm going to show you is a book from Piao that I've been trying to get a copy of forever. Let me just see. There we go. The light is so reflective. This is Stages of Rot. I'm not going to just screw up the name here, but I think it's Lena Sterte, but she's Swedish, I believe. This is such a gorgeous book. If you follow me on Instagram, I have definitely posted pictures of this work. I will hopefully be able to make a video. I've already read it. It's really cool, very minimalistic storytelling, in the sense that there's not a lot of scripting, but it's a very visual story. Very much solely visible. Anyways, I've been wanting to get it forever. If you watched my interview with Farrell Dalrymple, he was talking about Stages of Rot, and I think showed it to us on the camera, and also he had been posting about it for ages. I also got a lot of little mini comics. I got this one called The Sleeping Prince from Lavender Tea. This is from Sarah Lau. She's so lovely. She's very new, but I really like her work. Does very much manga. Whoops. There we go. Next, I've got another mini comic. This one's by Sean Daly. I really liked his work. He also does one called, I think, Samurai Grandpa. That's really cool. You can see that. Haven't read it yet. I got this one by Sarula Bao. And I really like how she draws faces. I'm really into that. Oh, I got this mini comic from Sloan. Sloan is with Image Comics right now, and she does the comic Prism Stalker, which I've reviewed, and we did an interview, so you can go back and watch that. She did this wonderful comic. So great. Next. I've got Where's Kiss. This is from Carl Antonowitz. I might say that wrong. I'm sorry. I did interview him, so there's an interview coming up with him. This is a really cool book all about the Middle Ages and like medieval times and leprosy. This is I really liked the cover of this, and there's some contributions from artists that I already really appreciate. It is like an anthology type comic, and there's 3 issues out right now. So it has a collection of short stories by people like Ed Luce and let's see, Box Brown, of course. You've probably heard of Box Brown. I have interviewed Ed Luce in the past, so you remember him. He did Lovable Oaf. Anyway, some really cool stuff in there. I got a copy of all of this. This is from Suzanne Alyssa Andrew and Jonathan Kachuba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sure someone will correct me, as they always do. Very cool. Going to do a review on that. I got the latest issue. It's issue 5 from Sarah Horrocks of Goro, which you all know how much I love Sarah and Goro. I was very lucky. We stayed in a hotel together, so I stayed with Sarah Horrocks and Leslie Hung, who does Snot Girl, and Sloan, who does Prism Stalker. And it was super fun, super cool, and Sarah did I believe she signed the back, yes, and drew me a little thing. Cool. This is another Swedish creator. I loved this cover. This is a tribute to one of my favorite Kate Bush albums, like a tribute cover. The book isn't about that album, but anyway, really love it. It's so beautiful, and her artwork really blew me away. It's really unique and interesting, so I had to pick that up. I also got the entire series Champ. This is by Casey Ora, and I can't remember the first name of the artist. He just goes by Winters, I guess. And it's really a dark, story about being gay and dealing with pressures of family and stuff. I haven't finished reading it yet, so we'll dive into that. But it's 10 issues, pretty cool, by Big Co Comics. So very excited. Really, really great covers too. What else did I get? Oh, here's one that I have never read and always intended to read, by Rick Remender and Wes Craig. Wes Craig was there, so I got him to sign a copy, and we did a quick interview. I'd never read Deadly Class before and always wanted to, but it was kind of like, oh my god, this has been going on forever, and I hadn't read from the start, so where do I start? So anyways, finally started reading this, and it's so good, and I'm sure pretty much everybody else has already read it except for me, so I'm catching up here. Very excited on that one. Another one I got, which was highly anticipated, was Arkland by Scott Baker, I think. Or Scott A. Ford, I'm sorry. Scott A. Ford. This last year I met Scott at TCAF, and he was talking about this book and publicizing this book, but it hadn't been published yet. So it just came out. I got an advance copy because it just came out, debuted at TCAF, and you'll be able to get your own copy soon. I haven't dived into this yet. I'm still catching up on all my reading, of course, but I intend to do a review of this, and I did a quick interview with Scott about it. Another one, I was so happy I finally got to get something from Nicole Goo, sorry, I keep saying her name wrong, and Dave Baker. There's the Baker last name I was screwing up. And the Fuck Off Squad, I've been watching her posts on Instagram for a long time now, and I couldn't get these books anywhere. And just shipping to Nova Scotia can be really difficult sometimes. It costs more than the book, and so I tend not to buy a lot of books online. I do generally ask my local comic book shop if they can get them in, and I'll buy them from them, because then they can order more copies and to distribute to other people. But they have, Baker and Goo have a whole bunch of books that they've done together, and they're all really fantastic looking, and I really liked it. Very, very, very cool. And it's about a bunch of queer kids who are all skaters. It's pretty neat. Next is this Space Jellyfish. I just had to buy because it looked so cool. It's just a mini comic, and this one's by Jesse Jacobs. Really, really, really cool. And it was really funny because he was tabling, I think Jesse Jacobs is a guy. They weren't there when I bought this. He was tabling with a guy from Halifax, who I've known for years, mostly just in passing. I haven't really actually talked to the guy in a long time, but anyway, that was kind of ironic and hilarious. And other than that, I think that's all I got this year. I really went down with a strict budget. I didn't intend to buy a lot of stuff. I bought more than I thought I would buy, and some gracious people gave me review copies to review, so that was really awesome too. And I think that's it. I have a whole bunch of interview videos that I'm putting together and footage, which should come out this week. I was hoping to have it done by this weekend, but I've been really busy with work, which is good, but also not good for editing video. So look forward to that, please. Come back to the channel and check out my interview videos and footage. Oh wait, I am missing something else that I got. The Troublemakers from Retrofit Comics. This is Bear Yoshimoto, who's been creating manga for a very, very long time. This is a collection of the short stories, and they are so cool. They deal with like different class struggles and stuff like that, and gender, and kind of take place. Like the first one in the book, I think, was written in 1973. Very, very good. It was what I read on the plane. Really enjoyed it. We'll probably have a kind of video on it at some point. It would be nice if I could get a video on all this stuff. Maybe I'll just like pick two and lump them together into one video. So it'll be a bit of a longer video, but anyway. Other than that, I'd like to thank all my subscribers for subscribing, for watching my videos. I've been trying to increase my subscriber base, and it's been going pretty good. We've got some new people. Thank you, new people. Thanks for coming by. I hope you stay. And I have a whole bunch of interviews coming up that are not TCAF related. And as always, you can follow me on Instagram at _frog_queen. You can follow me on Twitter. I think it's the Frog Queen, all one word. And I'm pretty active on both Instagram and Twitter. So I generally have a lot of conversations on those two platforms. You can also find me under the Frog Queen on Facebook. I probably interact more with people, I find, because most people don't like Facebook as much. I interact with people more on Instagram and Frog Queen, or Twitter with the Frog Queen. And it's great. I like having lots of interesting conversations about comics. It's never dull. Anyway, I hope you check out the rest of my videos, and thank you for stopping by. Feel free to comment in the comment section below, and we can chat comics. And until next time, read something good. Bye.